The ROI. Hello. Every child we invest in, every child we pour some of our energy, our love, our guidance, our wisdom into, has the potential to become an amazing example themselves. They're going to be a parent someday, or involved in some other organization, or a good friend. But the ripple effect of that and the real ROI is that we have no idea the positive implications and ramifications of doing that. And that's why that is our topic for today. Every child we invest in becomes one of those things. They grow up and they become what they experience. We're all the culmination of what we experience throughout our lifetime. And so if we can make sure that we're instilling great experiences in young people, they will go on to do the same thing. People do what we do, not what we say. This is especially true of children. And if you're a parent or a grandparent like I am, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Kids need mentors and people besides just their parents to love them and believe in them, and offer words of encouragement, advice, listen to them. Sometimes kids, and this is hard for some of us, just need to be listened to. They need to be allowed to be creative. They need to be allowed to be kids. They need to grow and develop to be great human beings. And that happens by us setting a good example and being present when we're with them. I don't regret a whole lot about my past, but I do regret that a lot of the time I was with my kids, I was only half there. As a business owner and a corporate employee and traveling and all the things that we do when we're young sometimes to make a living, to provide for our families, we forget that when we are there, we need to be 100% present. And my daughter reminds me of this often, and I greatly appreciate it because I don't want to make the same mistakes with my own grandchildren. But I do catch myself doing it sometimes, and that's why it's so important to invest time and energy and love in the children that are around us, and in any other way we can help that along in society. Volunteering for children's organizations, for example. I was a big sister when my first job out of college for 5 years. I was a big sister to a little girl who had 5 siblings. She was the oldest of 5 siblings, all from different fathers. And so she needed somebody that came from a totally different environment just to spend time with her. And we had some of the most fun, amazing little adventures during that 5-year period. And then I moved away, and I wasn't able to be her big sister anymore. But she did get another one, so I was excited about that. Because then she already had 2 other adults in her life that could show her what was possible, that there's other ways to be and live and grow up than the way she was currently living, growing up, and being. So today, what do we want to do with this for an action item? It's pretty simple. Find a way to mentor, be a friend, pay attention to a child. Not in a creepy way, but in a way that encourages them and helps them to be a better human being. There's so many ways you could do that. You could read to a child. I try to read to my granddaughters every day. I am in a position where I live with my daughter and her family. And it's because my vision is, I think we've talked about my bad vision, but I live with them, so I get to spend time encouraging my granddaughters every single day. No, I try to encourage them more than be a worrywart grandma and a catastrophizer. I, as a mom, was definitely a catastrophizer. I don't even know if that's a word, I just made it up, but everything was always a catastrophe, and something was going to happen to permanently damage or harm my children. Why I got into that mode of thinking, I have no idea, and it went away for a long time, and then all of a sudden, when I had granddaughters, it triggered in me again. So that just goes to show you we need to watch for our own patterns and behaviors so that we don't pass them on to the next generation. All right, so today, just share in the comments below one thing that you can do to encourage a child or help a child. Maybe you write a book. Maybe you write a letter. Maybe you write a letter to your grandchildren. Maybe you write a letter to your children telling them how awesome they are. Maybe you write a book. Maybe I guess I'm on a writing track today. Maybe you just phone them and tell them you love them and you were thinking about them. Maybe you just send them, I guess they probably, if they are old enough to have cell phones, you send them a message. Things like that. All right, any questions about this? Hit me up and ask. I would love to know your stories about encouraging kids and the impact that had, because I think those stories would be really powerful for us to share with one another. I need more coffee. All right, go out and make it an absolutely amazing day. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with another topic along the lines of contribution. How do we impact in a positive way the world around us? How do we make the world a better place? All right. Have a great day. I'll, of course, see you tomorrow. Bye.